Hey, what's up? This is Antwon here. For this video, I'm covering something which I picked up recently, which maybe isn't on your radar, but I think it should be because they are very cool, and they are the Nike Sock Racer Flyknit. So believe it or not, these were originally released in 1985, which is pretty crazy, because nowadays this is a very kind of contemporary looking shoe, what with the kind of whole sock-like fit going on. But yeah, these originally came out ages ago, like super ahead of their time, and now they are just starting to be re-released. So about a month, 2 months ago, these were released with, there was a black, a light bone, and a white colorway, and those all had a kind of big Nike tick going across the upper here. Very recently, maybe 2 weeks ago, they've released these versions which lack that tick, so they're a lot more kind of minimalist looking. And there was a black version, I think there was an olive, one or two other colors as well. Personally, I thought the black ones were the nicest, so I decided to pick these up. In the same way as many other shoes out there right now, the Nike Sock Racer is primarily comprised of a single sock-like upper, basically stitched directly onto a sole. There are a couple of light features which give it a little bit of shape. I think most notably the section at the back here, which doesn't really look like much in terms of its kind of texture and colour, but it actually is a lot thicker than the rest of the sock. So that definitely helps give it some shape. And of course, the actual Nike logo itself as well is actually very thick and quite rigid. So for me, this kind of fulfills the same function as that plastic part at the back of the sock dart. This leather section kind of continues a little bit around the side of the shoe to kind of form a bit of a pseudo cage, and that is where these little straps come from. So of course this ends up being an incredibly minimalist looking shoe with only these straps on the upper to kind of keep your foot in and to give a little bit of shape to the shoe. I do think they look really cool, and it certainly makes these straps stand out a lot as well. Giving so much emphasis to the straps like this I think is going to make this a great shoe to put in techwear fits. They're obviously very light, they're quite kind of summery looking I think, not too weather resistant obviously, but kind of in the hotter climate you don't really need that too much. And it looks like although this sock-like material is quite thick, there is definitely an element of breathability to this. So I don't think your feet are going to get too hot and sweaty wearing this. This doesn't come up too high either, it's not like something like a Tubular Doom for example, so you're not going to get too much kind of ankle sweatiness going on. I know that can be a kind of common feature of these sock-like shoes, that they do come up very high. They've used an air sole, which as many air soles do, they have these kind of splits down so they can flex quite easily. This makes them really comfy for kind of walking, running around in. Nice flexible sole, and it's a little bit cushiony as well. Obviously not to the same extent that something like a Boost sole is, but still very comfortable for walking around in. I will say as well actually that the comfort level on the rest of the upper is also really good. This sock-like material has a little bit of give in it, maybe not quite as much as Prime Knit, but it also doesn't come up quite as tightly as Prime Knit does. So I think this is a nice kind of snug fit, very cushiony and not too kind of restrictive. Since the straps can be adjusted, they're not going to give you any problems in terms of over tightness, anything like that. In fact, I found that they don't really provide a massive amount of support. This sock-like material is thick enough that you don't really need them. They do just have a little bit of shape of their own, which I think is good. You don't want to be relying on these two straps too much to keep your feet in, but it's nice that they're included anyway. I think the straps are really the key to making this shoe look awesome, and I think it pulls off the job really well. They're very minimalist, but yet there's still kind of that little bit of technical sort of look going on, which I think is a really nice combo. Aside from the branding detail on the heel, the only thing which gives this away branding wise as it being a Nike shoe is this nice little very small debossed logo just on the sole there. So if you're one of those people like me that doesn't really like branding getting in the way of your clothing too much, then this is definitely something to consider. For some reason, I don't really know why, this seemed to be a really low-key release. It kind of seemed like no one really knew that these were coming out, especially this particular colorway. Like, they didn't sell out immediately. I think I bought these a day or two after they came out. So hopefully they're still available, in which case I'll put a link down in the description so you can check these out as well. But yeah, I was really surprised because I think kind of what's not to like about this shoe. I think they're very minimalist, they're functional, they're summer appropriate, the color is great, I think these straps are really cool as well. Just everything I think is really working for these. And of course they're very comfy too. To me, this kind of feels like the shoe that the sock dart wanted to be. Actually, wait, let me actually get one. The strap is really, really high up here. So there's so much space here, and it just makes the shoe look very kind of, I don't know, just a lot of space, basically. And you can see as well, this kind of sock material here, it is very comfy, to its credit, but it is kind of loose as well, and it makes it look a bit weird when you're wearing it compared to the sock racer, which is a lot more thin and more rigid. And as a result of using that thinner material, Nike have had to include this kind of toe cap here, which I know for a lot of people kind of caused problems both in the looks department, because it does look a bit sort of unusual having this toe cap, and I think there were a lot of problems with kind of glue marks and stuff around here. However, it's not just the sock dart that you compare these to. To me, these bear quite a resemblance to the Converse One Star Tech. These two have a similar dual strap type finish, although they don't have this sock-like look that the sock racer does. They're much more a traditional trainer with bigger kind of buckles on here. And again, it does give the shoe a very technical look, and it was something that I was tempted to pick up when it was initially released. I do really like those much larger straps on there, and I think the Converse branding on them is actually quite cool. Not a massive fan of the Converse brand, but I think just having that star on the side of the upper is a nice little touch. It's a little bit more subtle than your average con, and it certainly does look a lot different. So I would definitely bear those in mind as well if you're looking for a slightly more summery techwear sneaker. Again, if I can find them, I'll put a link somewhere in the description. Of the three shoes that I've just sort of featured a little bit here, these ones unfortunately are the most expensive. These ones came in at $105 compared to, I think, $89 for the One Star Techs. And sock darts, I think they retail at $100, but often you can pick them up a little bit less than that. I have seen all black ones for around $65 kind of amount. So in my opinion, these ones are the best of the three. I think these are really going to be great for kind of summery techwear fits, but you do pay that little bit of extra premium for it. And I know it seems on first look like there is kind of nothing going on with this shoe because it is just like a sock, but I think these little touches, like with the strap and this kind of support section on the back, and the fact that this sock-like material is actually quite strong and quite rigid. So I think for those reasons, don't be too put off by the price on these, even though, you know, it is a little bit more than what you would pay for the One Star Techs, the sock darts potentially. I do genuinely think that these are really good. So that's been pretty much it on these Nike sock racers. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at them, and if they weren't on your radar before, then hopefully now they are. Especially from a techwear perspective, I think these are going to be a very appropriate shoe for this summer. Let me know what you think about these in the comments. Maybe I'm the only one that likes them and that's why they're a little bit slept on, or maybe you guys think that they're really cool as well. Either way, please do let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing your opinions on them. As always, if you enjoyed the video, do make sure to leave me a like. I really do appreciate it. And that's it. So I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. There'll be some more videos that I've already done going up there, and if you want to check out some future videos that I haven't done yet but will be uploading in the future, then there'll be a subscribe link in that corner. You can hit that button, ring my little bell, and then you can get notified when I make some cool new stuff. Hello?